Hi, welcome to CMA Models Inc. This is my second shop tour. So this is actually shop tour part 2. We did part 1 a number of years ago. My friend Tom Young shot it. Actually, at that time we didn't know it was part 1 because we didn't know there was going to be a part 2, but now there's a part 1 and a part 2 because this is part 2. So here we are, and I will try to stay as focused as I possibly can. I'm going to give you a quick tour through the updated shop because it's changed a lot since past years. If you happen to go on my website, or if we have the other video on this account, then you'll get to see how it was a long time ago. Things have changed. In my workshop we have some of my own collection, and then we have other things that I'm working on and the things that are for sale. What I do is I'm a model maker, and I also am a specialist dealer, some would call a boutique dealer, where I handle very high-end specialty models for very serious collectors worldwide. Buy and sell, and it's all automotive related. Really great models, from scratch builds to custom builds to limited edition runs. So it's a wide range, and also other types of automobilia that I dabble in a little bit. But anyway, come on, follow me. We'll do a quick round around. This is a lot of my model collection. There are cars that I happen to like, but also where they're beautiful models. So they do fit in, but my tastes are really widespread, from Delahaye and Delage to Ferrari and Cobra, Jaguar. So really a little bit of something almost for everyone. In this case over here, this main case is where I have housed some of my previous CMA limited edition models. We used to be known also as Creative Miniature Associates, but that was quite a mouthful, so over the years it's gotten shortened and now it's CMA Models. But some of my previous editions, which we will show and go into in future videos, where I'll focus on particular cars, on projects that I'm working on particular items in the shop that are of interest, and so on. If we move forward over here, we go into a small area which is library of books, research books, and also they go on to subjects that I happen to have an interest in, or that pertain to models I have made or am making, or planned editions, etc. But we've got everything here. McLaren, Lola, Corvette, Ferrari, GT40, Maserati, Porsche, and again the French cars, Delage, Delahaye, and then some other Italians, Alfa, Aston Martin, GT40, and so on. And then turning over to the side, in some other cases I've got housed, in one case, are books and magazines that are just on models, heavily on model cars, of course. And then we've got photos, which is a strong part of my research, where I go and I shoot a lot of cars, but also where I have obtained numerous photos. I mean, hundreds, if not thousands, of photos over the years from various photographers, private archives, as well as public archives, press photos, etc., on all different types of cars. And then moving around a little bit, we've got the photo table, which is a bit cluttered at the moment, but this is where we photograph anything that is a model that could be something that I built, could be a piece that's for sale, something that I've bought for sale, or is on consignment, and so on. And it also just gets used to house whatever I don't have any other place to put when I'm not photographing. There's a lot of that. As I mentioned, I do a lot of writing. Or maybe I didn't mention, but I've written for a number of car magazines for many, many years now. I guess over 30 years, maybe over 35 years. Vintage Motorsport, Sports Car Market, Cavallino, and others that I just can't remember, and I'm sorry I don't remember them. If you go on our website too, you'll see some of the press we've gotten over the years on our models. And now I'm involved with a magazine that I'm the editor of called Automobilia Resource, which is terrific. We do it bi-monthly, and here we've got a spread of some of the covers, and including the latest issue, which is people still have number 9. Number 10 is at the printers as we speak. And moving on to corporate headquarters over this way. Come on, camera person. We've got where I sit too much of the time, and then we've got file cabinets full of mostly magazine clippings, but there is one magazine that I collect. I'll give a little bit of a plug to, though I'm not sure why I do. It's called Octane, British magazine, and I've been getting it, subscribing since issue number 1. So now I feel that I'm obligated and that I don't have a choice but to continue on, so I do. In these files are a lot of clipped magazines. Rather than saving stacks and stacks of magazines, they get clipped into where they've got, I mean, there's phenomenal information, particularly that's been in some of the old magazines, you'll never find anywhere else. These files go from A to Z, different marks, people, events, etc. If it's a well-known mark, like, for argument's sake, Porsche, well, then it gets broken down into various cars, 356, 911, 904, 917, and so on. So that's a lot of what gets in there. Little by little, we're getting that clipped and going in and filed. Models for sale are in these shelves. Some of the inventory that's here, either pieces, again, that I own or that I've bought for resale, as well as items that come in on consignment from customers. And auction catalogs, some of the previous ones pertaining, again, to where they've had automobilia and models. Clippings that have to go in. Shipping department over here. This is it. This is where all the excitement happens in shipping. And then we've got a little bit of a music system because it can get pretty boring around here if you don't have that going on. There's only so much I can do of talking to myself. After a while, the conversations get redundant. We've got the paint room. It's a quickie. Now you see it, now you don't, but spray booth, fully equipped with air compressors, air guns, and spray cans. As we move over here quickly, we've got a bit of an area where I spend a lot of my time working on models, grinding, cutting, sanding, etc. There's a dust collector over here, so that's why I'm sort of separated off into this corner where the bulk of the debris that comes off of these parts goes in there. You'll see more about that in other videos too that we'll do, where we'll show some of me working on models, different aspects of it, etc. As you'll notice, there's a lot of clutter on the walls, but I like it. It's my clutter, it's my collectibles, photographs, and other assorted junk. We've got some of the paints I work with over here. We have a tool chest, which is really cool, and I actually use it. Lots of tools, all sorts of things that get used for working on models. I mean, they're all different types of things. Not quite surgical, but anyway, I do like to think of myself as a doctor of models. Actually, no, I'm sorry. Please forgive the digression. But we've got a main workbench over here. We're working on a big scratch built project right now with Bentley, and I will do and show some separate videos of that as to what's been going on with it. And of course, it's spread out. It kind of takes over one's life. The drawings and photos, there are numerous books of it. There are models that are also slated to be built for customers. There are custom builds that I do off of kits as well as full scratch builds. There's a lot going on here all the time. There are models that are in for repair. There are pieces that have been bought or consigned that are for restoration and that are being prepped for sale at some point. Really interesting, unique pieces, all different scales. But I do favor larger scales. I like 1/12 scale. Particularly, but I do have some 8th scale pieces. Here are several that have recently come in. Two were sold, others have just been prepped or purchased out of a private estate. So there's always something different. Things constantly change here. Slightly faster than a glacier pace, and but a lot slower than running at a racetrack. Anyway, I think that's it for the moment, and thanks for looking, listening, and putting up with me. Until the next video. Bye.